Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here. Here's one of my favorite psychic training tools because it's so fun and interesting. And as I always say, you have to make everything fun. If you're not making things fun and interesting to develop your psychic abilities, your inner magical being, your higher self gets bored and will give you negative results. This has been proven. So here's a cool thing called Battleboard, the strategy attack game with air-raising action. It's from Ideal. Let's see if I can find any kind of, if on the, find a year of manufacture here. It may have it inside, but you can see this is kind of a really cool, you can see the background here. It's got this castle behind it. It's got these troops storming the castle. Made from Ideal, who made a lot of really cool stuff. It's unlikely, from what I understand, some people are redoing some Ideal stuff, but it's unlikely you'll find this. But here we go with this really cool game. So here's the actual board you're going to be using here. And this is so cool. So just stay tuned and watch it. You really got to see this. This is very interesting. And again, it's got, all the, the concentrations are very similar in terms of, you're trying to locate information. This is another variant, you could say, of Battleship, the classic hunt and seek game. Now, you put these two sides on, it says Battleboard, it's the same thing on both sides. This just inserts in the center here, so you can't see what your opponent has set up. Get this out of the way here and get this kind of set up. Okay. So this is what it looks like, set up from your angle, okay? On the other side, there's whomever you want to play against, but here again, you don't have to necessarily play against anyone. You can set this up a few hours or a few days ahead of time. If I can get this in here properly, the cards fit in. Of course, this is probably at least 50 years old, so I'm sure this is from the 70s of some time. Around that time, I should say. Oh, set 1972. Okay. So 1972, I'm not going to fuss with this anymore. I mean, you can obviously spend some time to make sure, but the whole idea is you don't want to see. I'm having such a problem. Okay. You don't want to see, obviously, like in regular Battleship, you don't want to see the other side there easily. And it comes with this particular box here, where it fits in, and of course here's the playing pieces, so to speak. And what's so cool about this is you get these little air things, because the way you find your opponent's pieces that they've set up is through air. Now, what do you mean by that? Let me take this out of here. Really cool. I've used this many times. It's just a lot of fun. And as I said, fun is what it's all about, people. That goes with everything. If you do things that are interesting and fun, you're going to want to do them. So, and practice is important. It's like everything else. If you're not practicing, you're not getting anywhere. So what are these here? These are little insert pieces. They look like knights. Two colors, obviously. And you get two of these, which are just little air pressure things. So what you do, you know, very much like Battleship, and I'm assuming everybody's kind of familiar with Battleship. That game's been around forever, and it's a great psychic game, but it's not as interesting. And of course, there's no action to it in terms of something happens. I like things to happen. So what you basically do here, let me take these off, is that you put your actual pieces on here. Very much like Battleship, okay? And just so we can demonstrate. Now, each side does this, and you don't know. Where are this person? So you're on the other side here, and you want to try and locate these pieces, but how do you do it? I mean, in Battleship, you use numbers and so forth, and you call them out, and that way you kind of cross-do it. But in this game, you're going to use air. Now, let's go through this here so we can show you here. This is really cool, and this is a very rare item to find. The strategy game that is Battling Blast. Kings and knights advance step by step to storm the castle, but after every move, players let loose with their air catapults. So you can call those things air catapults, trying to blow the opposing men off the board, and the whole family will enjoy maneuvering strategy to keep the enemy guessing. Just get 2 men to the wall and you win. Be the first to move as king, and 1 knight, or any 2 knights, into the holes next to the wall. So, you get 10 men, 8 knights, 4 of each color, 2 kings, and 2 air blasters. So here how you basically go. Here's the tabs of how to set everything up. Here's that barrier I just put in. You just insert it there. And then, of course, this is how you assemble that. And, of course, this is all in the box. 1972. And apparently one of these king... Let me see if I can find that. Oh, yes, you have an actual king piece. So here's the king piece. You have one of that, and here's, again, just the basic knight. So the goal is to move your king to the front row here and win, or 2 of these to the front row. And these cannot be affected in the front row. But what you're trying to do here is, let's say you think that, again, you're psychically tuning here. I hope everybody gets that. So you're trying to figure out, you're looking at your side here and you're saying to yourself, well, where is one of their knights, which is approaching the wall? Okay, and you don't want them to get to the wall, because what's going to happen is that will make them win the game. They get 2 knights up there or the king up there, and they win. So you take turns and you say, okay, and this again is your psychically locating. Let's go over the basic game, and then you're going to. So you put this into one of the holes where you think. So this hole is going to trigger the back hole here, which of course is where the king is at. So you put it in there and then you just press down, okay? Now let me show you that again. This is just so cool. I love this. So you put it where you think. So you think that there is a piece on the other side of the board in the back here, which obviously there is. So this hole connects to this hole. How cool. I don't know who invented this, but it's pretty smart. So you say, well, I think there's a piece there, so I'm going to blow that off. And so you put your thing in there, and then let's go over here. Boom. And then you do the same thing. You keep... Whoa. That one sealed so good, it just shot it off. And it's as simple as that. I'm not going to go through more detailed play, but this is how it works. What you're doing, and you can put these here, but, you know, someone can do this, or as I said, someone can set this up for you. You can't get much easier than this. So you could have somebody, and of course the front row here, you can't pull. So the you can read to do it that, but that's not what you're trying to figure out here, okay? That's the regular fun game if you want to play it with somebody just like that. But what you're doing here is you want to set this up as a board. And you can just, again, I use a lot of sleep masks. Now these are masks that you put on your, that cover your eyes. And you cover your eyes, and then of course you can, with your eyes closed, just go around and put the pieces in. Like I'm doing right now. Okay, so you would just cover your eyes. You can feel around and put these in. Put them all in. Again, make it easy. See? The more you stress your psychic powers, the more they turn off. You want to sense. Sensing and psychic powers is not concentration. Not at all. It's detaching from concentration. You need to use a tool that shifts you from consciousness or common consciousness, what's going on today, I'm hungry, do this or that, into concentration, which means you're thinking about something other than the common nonsense. Now, once you're in that, you then shift over to nothingness. The whole idea is that you're not thinking. Now, you're now looking at this. Okay? This is what your side of the board would look with your pressurizing unit here. Okay? This is what you're looking at. The field of nothingness. Now you're trying to ascertain where the pieces over here are. And again, this isn't guessing